Good morning, beautiful people, beautiful men, beautiful women, beautiful non-binary peoples. This is Bronson's By Any Means Necessary fantasy football talk for Wednesday, October 5th. Your waivers should have cleared from yesterday. I kind of forgot to mention Brian Robinson as a good waiver target for running backs. He's eligible to come back and play this week, and he may actually play this week. We just don't know what his role is going to be right away, how effective he's going to be right away. But he was my priority running back waiver addition for this week, so I apologize for not mentioning him. But I had him above Tyler Algier and Raheem Mostert, even though Mostert I think is owned in more than 50% of leagues. He was available in quite a few of mine. And then Jared Goff also is a top 5 quarterback so far this year. So he was a good waiver wire targeted quarterback as well. Though I like Kenny Pickett a little more just because of the upside. Just because we kind of know what Goff is. Goff's playing out of his mind right now. But how long will that continue? Who knows? But anyways, this is my defense special teams spikes and yikes for week 5, even though I don't really have any. It's just not the greatest week for defense special teams. I'm just going to give you the top 10 list, and I'm going to give you the one defense outside the top 10 that may be a good defense this week. I don't like anybody outside of the top 10. I'm not even sold on the guys in the top 10. It's just not going to be the greatest week for defense special teams. I'm just going to say that. That's just my opinion. But again, like I said yesterday, what the hell do I know this year? My teams are garbage. But anyway, let's get to it. I'm going to pick up my rental car right now. Got about 10 minutes to walk. I should be able to get this video done in that amount of time. Got this car for 3 days. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. It's going to be a good time. Got lots of places to see still in this town. And gotta see if gotta go check out some apartments, stuff like that. So, your number one defense for week 5 is the Bills defense against Kenny Pickett and the Steelers. So we did see Kenny Pickett throw 3 interceptions last week. But, I mean, that last one, I'm not counting the last one. That last Hail Mary play at the end of the game, that doesn't count. So he only threw 2. And, he was a rookie making his first real live NFL action. He had no preparation. I think he's going to be much better prepared this week. I think he's going to be good. The Bills are tough, but that secondary, if the Bills do have a weakness right now, it is that secondary. But yes, no problems with the Bills defense being number 1 against a rookie quarterback making his first start. Number 2, 49ers defense at awful Baker Mayfield and the Panthers. I was convinced Baker Mayfield was going to have a bounce back year this year. I didn't think he was that bad in Cleveland until he got hurt. But he looks terrible. I wonder if he's still hurt. I wonder if he's ever going to be 100% again, because he just looks really, really bad. He looks like he did last year when he was hurt. Number 3, we got the Buccaneers versus the Falcons. All that good momentum Marcus Mariota had going into last week is gone. He was awful last week, which is bad news for me because I streamed him as my starting quarterback in a couple of leagues last week. 4, we got the Vikings defense versus that Bears offense that can't throw the ball. 5, we got the Jaguars defense versus the Texans, and Davis Mills has not looked good so far this year. I thought he looked good enough last year to deserve to be the starter this year, but Houston will definitely be looking for a quarterback in this year's draft because Davis Mills ain't it. And the Jaguars defense, surprisingly, is a top 5 defense so far this year, and so they're also a top 5 defense this week because they're facing Houston. At 6, we got the Cowboys defense against the turnover-prone Rams and Matthew Stafford. And plus the Cowboys defense is getting a lot of sacks. Cowboys defense isn't as good as last year, but they're still pretty good. 7, we got the Dolphins defense against Zach Wilson and the Jets. Zach Wilson did throw 2 interceptions last week. That's just what Zach Wilson does. He looks okay for the most part, but then he'll make some dumb throws. Kind of like what Marcus Mariota used to look like in Tennessee. I thought he looked good most of the time, but then he made some really dumb throws and threw a lot of interceptions. Number 8 defense, the Broncos versus the Colts. Not a whole lot to say about that. Broncos defense, top 7. Colts offense is bottom 10. Number 9, Packers defense against the Giants. The Giants don't have any wide receivers. Kind of the same boat the Packers are in. The Packers are just lucky they have a Hall of Fame quarterback who can make guys look better than they are. But Packers defense is pretty legit so far this year. But they haven't faced any really great offenses other than us, and we smoked them. So and then lastly, the 10th ranked defense for the week is the Eagles' top 2 defense against Kyler Murray and the Cardinals. With the way the Cardinals' offense has looked so far this year, and with the way the Eagles' defense has looked so far this year, I'm betting the Eagles' defense is going to look better than the Cardinals' offense in this game. The Cardinals are an explosive offense who, if they do start clicking, if they do figure it out, could be something. That's why the Eagles' defense is only a 10 and not higher. But so I agree with it. Again, like I said at the top, didn't necessarily disagree with this list this week. It's pretty solid. Not the best week for defenses. Now, I want defense outside the top 10 that could be worth something. We have the Titans defense at 12 against the Washington Commanders. Now, the first 2 weeks of the season, we saw really good Carson Wentz. The last 2 weeks of the season, we saw really bad Carson Wentz. So it just depends on which Carson Wentz we're going to get in this game here in week 5. If you think you're going to get really bad Carson Wentz, Titans defense is worth streaming. If you think we're going to get really good Carson Wentz, Titans defense probably should remain on the waiver wire. It's just up to you. Depends on what other options you've got. It depends on how much of a gambler you feel like being. But that's it. That's really all I got. It's a little bit greener here in Tucson than normal because monsoon season just ended, and it did rain yesterday, which is really ridiculous because I try to leave the Pacific Northwest as much as possible to get away from the rain. And it was actually nicer in Portland yesterday than it was here. Yesterday here in Tucson, it was raining all day and it was in the 70s. Meanwhile, in Portland yesterday, I don't know how it was yesterday. I didn't check the weather yesterday, but I know that the Sunday and Monday, it was in the 80s back at home. So 80s and beautiful, perfect weather at home. And I think it's also supposed to rain here again today. So I did buy myself a hoodie yesterday because I needed a new hoodie anyways. I bought myself a little thin NASA one. I like the thin hoodies because I'm a naturally warm person. I don't need a big heavy hoodie to warm me up. I just want the hood basically to cover my bald head when it's raining. That's the only thing I want the hoodie for. So I don't need the big heavy thick ones. The nice cheap thin ones work just fine for me. So I found this really cool NASA one. It says NASA on it, and then it has it's black with white spots. So it looks like it's you're out in the middle of space, out in outer space, surrounded by stars. Cool looking hoodie for $10. So happy I found that one. Hopefully I don't lose this one like the last 2 nice hoodies I bought. I'm really pissed about my Fit for an Autopsy hoodie that I bought at the show. A $50 hoodie, which technically ended up being free because because the way my debit card works, it gets this instant karma thing. So I got all that money back. But that was a really cool hoodie, $50 hoodie, and I lost it on the employee shuttle bus at the airport when I was still working there. and then it never ended up at Lost and Found. So I'm assuming somebody found it and just took it because it was a nice hoodie. I don't blame them. And then the one I bought in DC, the purple Kool-Aid one, which I thought was cool, I think I left it on the plane. I have no idea. I've had some bad luck with hoodies. Hopefully I don't lose this one. But yeah, you guys don't really care. You're just here for fantasy advice if you're here at all. Right? So sorry I don't have much insight on defense special teams this week. Hopefully you get one of the 11 that was mentioned. And if you don't, well, I guess you can hit me up and we will sort through the array of garbage options that are left to find you the best possible option there. All right, peace, love, and nacho fries. I think I'm close to the place. I didn't take the main road. I'm taking a side road. So I'm going to come up behind it. And luckily I have a good sense of direction. I know I'm going the right way. And I know that I'm only one street behind it. I just have to look up and I'll find it. But if I take the main road, I would be able to see it like straight up in front of me at this point. But yeah, okay. Peace, love, and nacho fries again. Good luck this week in week 5. Be ready for the bye weeks next week. And hopefully you had good luck with waivers. Is it right here? I think it might be right here. If it's not, I'll just follow the main road until I get there now that I'm done filming. I just didn't want you guys to have to deal with any traffic or anything. Oh yeah, it's right here. All right, good timing. All right, see ya on the flip side. I'll probably get to tight ends, quarterbacks later on today, and wide receivers and running backs as always will be at the end of the week. So thanks for watching, thanks for following. Peace out.